This video content is not intended for children.
Welcome back to Realistic Fishing. On today's in-studio episode, I'm going to unpack this huge tackle box that I just bought for 25 bucks. Let's just show you exactly what I'm talking about. Here we go. This is the Fenwick Kangaroo 7.8. This thing weighs, I don't know, I would say about 15 pounds. It is too big to unbox on the desk, so I think I'm going to do it from down there. But I just want to show you, first off, it has a broken hinge, but this box has a cool feature. This whole bottom part right here opens up for extra storage, and I'll be sure to go through that as well. I am hoping to find awesome vintage lures, antiques, and gimmicks from years past. Those are the things I like the most. Anyway, let's get right into it. 25 bucks. I got a huge box. I took a glimpse inside before I bought it just to make sure there was stuff in there, but we're gonna go through it right now. Wow, I don't know if you can see down there. I'm gonna take a quick picture just so y'all can see what I'm looking at. So while I'm doing this unboxing, I'm taking everything out of there. Let's just get started. Wow, this thing is loaded with tackle. We're gonna go quick, or else this will be an hour long. So here we go. We have some kind of a vintage popper here in a perch pattern. Not exactly sure what this is, but based on those big silver hooks and the amount of damage it's taken, I would say it's probably from the 70s or 80s. Here's another popper. This one almost looks homemade, right? Look at it. It's just a standard white popper dipped in glitter. Does have a dressed rear hook though, and that's real hair, so it might have a little bit of age to it. Wow, there's a bunch of tangled up together. Alright, here we have a pile of old spinner baits and stuff. I'll just look at them real quick. Oh, this has that weird kind of, almost feels like a vinyl skirt. I'm not sure what that's made out of, but it's kind of cool. This one has an old rubber skirt, kind of crispy. Buzzbait here. Here's another spinner bait with that weird kind of flat skirt. Another spinner bait here. A couple nice spinner baits. We're going to keep those aside so they don't get so tangled up. Alright, is this one or two things? Alright, two. So we got a vintage underspin here. Look at it, it's like a huge Roadrunner underspin. That's pretty cool. And another standard spinner bait. We're just going to keep that over there. I saw these two more Roadrunners down there. Big Roadrunners. I have never seen them quite this big before. It's pretty cool. I wonder what you catch with that. Also, we got this crankbait here. This is like one of those trolling crankbaits, I think. Look at how huge the lip is. Looks old. It's all oxidized and white, but it has a cool bass pattern. I don't know, this looks like inline spinner parts and a skirt. It's random. Wow, look at the size of this lipless crankbait. Look at that. Now that's a lipless crankbait. That's probably the biggest one I have. Who makes this? It says on the bottom there, Cordell Hotshot. That's pretty cool. I bet that'd make a good striper bait. Got an inline spinner here tangled up in a bunch of other Don't get hooked. So here we have a very big rooster tail with a very big treble hook. Again, what are you fishing for with this? Pike? That's pretty cool. You can hear it thud as it hits the table. I mean, these are big rooster tails. And another run-of-the-mill spinnerbait. What's that, 6 spinnerbaits so far? Alright, couple more inline spinners. Another rooster tail. A big orange rooster tail. And one of these inline spinners, this one says MEPS with a plastic fish on the end. That screams vintage to me. I remember seeing that kind of thing when I was little. Alright, we got a couple of jig heads, nothing too crazy here. A couple of inline spinners. This one looks homemade or something, I'm not exactly sure. It's got some kind of lead weight up front, then the spinner, a few beads, then a treble hook. Here's another inline spinner. This one says MEPS. It's an old brass MEPS. Here we have, oh, this is like an eel, right? It's like a crankbait in the front and a rubber tail in the back. Pretty sure it's called an eel. That's cool. So far I'm at $25 worth, and I have just scratched the surface. I recognize this thing, if I can get it untangled. Wow, there is real hair in there. This is kind of broken, I think, but it's like a Little John swimmer or something like that. That's an old one. We got a few more inline spinners here. This collection has all sorts of good stuff. Here's where all that hair is coming from. Got some jigs here with real hair. I've seen this one before. Look at the lip on that. I don't know the name of this, but look at this cute little tail spinner it has. Does that even do anything? Pretty cool, especially with that funny little spinner on the end. Here's another one. Does this one have the name? Nope. But look, it's like a heart-shaped lip. Kind of a turd-shaped body, and another one of those little spinners on the back. Someone knows what that is. Wow, here we have another topwater bait with a pretty crazy paint job. And these hooks, I've never seen that before. They are swiveling on an embedded ring. See that? That's an interesting topwater bait. That looks to be vintage, if not antique. Got a crankbait here. This looks like it says Rebel. I'm not exactly sure of the model here. I have no idea what this is. Alright, so it's like a buzz bait. Wow, look at this. It's got some kind of weird blade up front. It's got a long metal thing sticking out, a wood plug, and this hook coming off the back end. Could probably put a skirt on that. Sauce it up a little bit, but I have no idea what this is. This looks like an antique lure to me. So I got 2 wood lures here. I think those are old. Everything else, totally vintage, at least 20, 30 years old. This stuff is pretty cool. Here I have a topwater bait with a hook stuck in it. So we have a Hettel baby torpedo here. Look at that tail. Pretty cool. I think that one's plastic. Not sure. Alright, here we have a beetle spin type lure. Look how oxidized that jig is. Been sitting there for a long time. Melted. I recognize this. I have this from my own old collection. This is like a thin fin. Good looking lure here. Real thin, like an actual shad. It's pretty cool. Vintage for sure. Here we have a spoon. This is like that generic Daredevil copycat kind of spoon. These look a little bit older. Oh yeah, so what is this? Lazy Ike Flatfish? I'm not sure. It has a name like that, but this one looks old. This one looks old. Weird. Alright, so we got a wood lure here, painted with fish bones, metal lip, metal hardware screwed into the bottom of the wood. I would say this is an antique. I'm still on the second tray. Look at how many lures. I might have to break this up into 2 videos. It is so much stuff. Look at it, it's all tangled together. I can almost see a name there. I can't quite see the name on this. So it's like a topwater bait, but it has a big lip on it. The interesting thing is this paint job on the bottom. See where the eyes are? It's pretty cool. I can see some writing there, I just can't make it out. Maybe it says floater? I don't know. This looks antique. All the wood lures, I'm going to keep them separate. And we got a couple more spoons here. It looks like we got a Castmaster, pink spotted, another hand-painted spoon. Time for a coffee break. Here's another spoon. I don't fish those kind of spoons very often. I remember seeing them in generic tackle compilation boxes. This one has a name on it. Let me see what it says. It says made in Taiwan. Got another spinner bait here, single blade spinner bait. This one has seen some action. A lot of that paint has chipped off. I mean, I got a whole pile of spinner baits now. Look at this. That's a lot of spinner baits. Sharpen the hooks, throw some new skirts on there. Alright, here's another topwater bait. It does have the name Baby Torpedo. So we got another, wow, almost hooked myself. We got another Hettel baby torpedo. I think I got another one of these somewhere. Yep, right there. Let's see what else we got. Looks like another Hettel baby torpedo. Ow! Three of them. And a giant natural hair jig. Pretty big. I mean, that's a big jig head. I would say 3/4 of an ounce. Here's another jig, a ball head jig. It's got a weed guard, but this hair, look at how curly this hair is. This feels like someone's pubes. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna put it over here. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, looks like we got some blue fox jigs or something like that. Look, it's got hair on the bottom, rubber skirt on top. Got a small pile of them right here. Here we go, everyone's favorite jitterbug. This is a vintage jitterbug, possibly antique. It has such a white, waxy buildup. Can you see where I scratched it? It's been sitting in there for I don't know how long, but I'm happy to have it in my collection. Here we have a lipless crankbait. Does it have a name on it? I don't see a name, but it has a shad pattern, sort of. Heavier than a typical one. It's got a lot of big BBs inside. Someone might know what this is. Here's another one. This one looks more like a Bill Lewis. See how it has that fish painted on? And they always have that same kind of football shape to them. I don't know how to tell. A lot of rattles in that one as well. Good looking lipless cranks here. Here is a nice looking crankbait. I can't see any distinguishing marks on it though. Kind of that fire tiger pattern. It's faded over time. Still has a good lip on it though, looks strong. Good looking crankbait. Here we have a wooden lure. What does that say? Buck and bark? Buck and berry? I'm not sure what this says, but we got a topwater torpedo style bait made out of wood. Strange paint job. I can't quite make that out. Buck and bark or something like that. That looks old to me. Here we have another lipless crankbait. Once again, this looks like a Bill Lewis. See how perfectly football shaped it is? And another crankbait. This one looks more like a cotton cordell. It has no fin on top. Yeah, it's kind of a different kind of plastic. Has a kind of a cheaper sound to it, but damn, they fish the hell out of this. You can tell when the paint is chipped away from the nose, it's been banging on stuff. Good lure here. So I got a random snelled hook here. That's the second one of those I had, kind of tangled up and everything. Here's another one of those jigs. This hair. It's almost greasy. I have no idea what that is. Look at the old weed guard. Those are weird. I got two of them. Stuff's getting caught in that hair. Another old snelled hook. Here's a little spinner bait. It's missing a skirt though. Let's keep going. Alright, here we have a little spoon. I'm not exactly sure what kind of spoon this is. It even has like a little dangling smaller spoon on it, shaped like a fish. This looks old. Here we have another topwater plug, like a prop bait. This one has hardware screwed into a wood bottom. I don't see any name on it though. Good variety of topwater prop baits in this box so far. This one's wood. I think that's an older one. And an inline spinner. Definitely says Blue Fox. Super Vibrax. Right? So it's an inline spinner with these huge metal, I think it's probably brass or bronze. It's like a bell. It jingles as it spins, right? This is a loud inline spinnerbait right here. Just a few more items and then I'm going to call it for this video, and I'll do another one on the other half. This is one of the best boxes I've ever bought. I ain't kidding. Here we go. Here's some more of that black hair. I don't even think it belongs on here. I think it just got caught. Let me see if I can get this off of here. Ugh. Here we go. Here's like a little inline spinner contraption. What will they come up with next? Here's another lure. I have no idea what this is. It almost looks like a keychain or a dog whistle or something made into a lure. I have no idea. Look at that. The spinner's on the bottom. The top has like a keychain O-ring. I mean, it's huge. But those little red eyes right there. I have no idea what this is. If it's homemade, if it's an old-timey spinner, I have no idea. It's really cool though. Here's another spinner bait, missing the skirt. Here's another spoon. This one definitely has a name on it. Little Cleo. Alright, so we got a little Cleo spoon here. Looks like it has a little squid skirt, but it could easily be mistaken for a bait fish. A couple more jig heads, weedless jig heads. A little jig head, right? That's like for a marabou jig or a grub. We'll have to go over the rest in another video. I don't want this video to be 40 minutes long, right? Here's another one of those little johns or whatever this is called. Right? So it's like a lead fish up front and then it has a little spinner coming off the back. That looks old. I have no idea what this is. Wow, another contraption bait of some kind. It's like a buzz bait, I think. So we got this blade up here. We got this weird metal spoon bill almost with a little head on it. And a feather body. This is wacky. This looks old. Pretty damn cool. And last but not least, but kinda least, another MEPS. I can't quite see it. I think it says MEPS. Little brass bead in the center there. Now that is a cool assortment. Just looking at it, you know, this is like 5 torpedo baits, half a dozen vintage lures. I mean wood lures with screwed in hardware. That's the old stuff. Handful of rattle traps. This giant lipless. Look at this thing. Tons of inline spinners. $25. I would buy this bunch all day. I still got a bunch of stuff to go through, and we'll have to do it next time. I bought a tackle box so big and so packed, I can't even go over it all in one episode. I hope you guys can get out there to flea markets, garage sales, thrift stores, anywhere there might be something like old tackle boxes, and you can run across deals like this. This is American history right here. I am more than happy to have this person's collection in my collection. Thanks for watching Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic.